Happy Sunday, Boalia Desmond here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a fantastic Sunday today. So I titled my message, Live in the Moment and Be a Great Listener. So today's message inspired by a conversation that my sister Mambo and I were having. So I have the pleasure of making it into a message for you. So my sister Mambo and I were having a great conversation today, and she spoke about her girls. She said, I've been trying to get the girls to really just be in the moment, to be in the moment and to be present and to be good listeners. And then, she knows that I'm going on a trip, and she said, hey, you know what? When you go on your trip, make sure that you're living in that moment, and make sure that you're taking it all in, like being totally present. And it's like, well, what does that mean exactly? What does it mean to be in the moment? What does it mean to live in the moment? It's concentrating precisely on the things that are happening right now, right? Right in the moment that you're in, like right now. And I started to think about it, and it's like, you know what? The other day I did a message on decluttering your mind, and I thought, oh, really, can you really be in the moment when your mind is cluttered? And I think you have to have a decluttered mind. Because you know what, a cluttered mind is a distracted mind. When you have so much clutter, when you have so much going on in your mind, I think it's almost impossible to live in the moment, because you're present physically, but really your mind is all over the place, because you've got this going on, you've got that going on, your mind is all over. And the times when I started to think, am I hearing God as clearly as I typically should? And I thought that can go hand in hand too with a cluttered mind. When your mind is distracted, when you have all these things that are taking root and you've allowed them into your space, into your brain space, there's no room for anything else to come in. There's no room for you to focus on just one thing. There's no room for you to focus on what is happening precisely at this moment. So declutter your mind first. Get rid of that garbage. Get rid of the things that are really taking space that don't belong there, so you can be present. And then I was thinking too about listening. How often do we listen well? And I thought, what would be a good way to judge whether or not we're really listening? Well, I think if I can't repeat back to you what you just said to me a minute ago, or a few seconds ago, that means I can hear you, but I'm really not listening. So I think there is a difference. There's a difference in noise that we hear. We hear somebody talking, but are we really listening? Can we repeat? So I think that would be a good way to judge whether or not you're listening. And just two, what else can we do? So be a good listener, eliminate the distractions. And then, so how else can we live in the moment other than decluttering our minds, not worrying about the trivial things? I mean, how often do we give so much attention to things that are trivial? Who said what on social media? Who said who's doing what with so and so? I mean, just that stuff has no place. There is no room for that kind of nonsense. Not allowing those trivial things or worrying about things that you can't even do anything about. That just shouldn't have room. That should not have a place. If you can't fix it, or if you're not willing to make a change with something, then that's stuff that just leaves your mind cluttered again. So get rid of that stuff. And if you can't repeat what somebody's saying, chances are you're probably not listening. And just being able to just have that freedom, the freedom to be free enough to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to take this moment and I'm going to enjoy every second of it and love everything about it. So I thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow is Monday, beginning of a new work week. So we're going to write down the activities that we're going to do this week that are going to set us up for success in whatever it is that we're planning on doing. And so we can celebrate on Friday. So we'll see you then.